live. Alright, welcome everyone. It is a Tuesday night, and to those that have been tuning in, you know what that means. It is AOR Hobo night for NR2003 Online Racing, American Online Racing League, the Hobo Racing Division, for their 18th race of the season. Brings us to the Tricky Triangle, Pocono Raceway. This is going to be a major challenge for all these drivers, and we'll go over that in just a moment. But to, of course, those that are familiar with this track and the 3 different corners that we're going to be seeing, a big challenge indeed awaits. So we'll see what will happen here in the Keystone Stage. Joining me tonight, Mr. Blake Warren back in action. Blake, as always, man, thanks for jumping in. It's great to have you back up here. It's been a bit.
Well, I appreciate that you have been willing to let me get onto the racetrack to varying degrees of success. I love commentating with you. It's been fun racing for the last few weeks, but back in the booth is where I wanted to be today. So, ready for the race, ready to be here with you, and ready to call a great one.
We're gonna have some fun. It's always fun whenever you're up here, man. I mean, obviously we have fun whoever we have up here. We've had a few different folks, but hey, the season started with this man right here, so I'm glad to have him back up here. And hey, don't worry, man. Michigan is but a fleeting memory now. But,
except for those that may still give nightmares to.
well, we'll see who's going to be living the dream and who may be indeed in their own nightmare at this track. 3 varying corners. Turn 1, very long, sweeping, higher banked corner. Turn 2, a little more of a quick kind of send it in there, right or left-hander. They're all left-handers. Duh. Meant to resemble Indianapolis, of course. And then the flat turn 3, which will be really testing these guys as far as if they're going to be able to keep the car under them. If you got a car that's more astute to handle turn 1, and then turn 2, that car is going to be dancing loose and wanting to spin out on you in turn 3. Or if you end up tuning it more for turn 3 to give yourself a better chance of getting through the corner and then getting down the very long front straightaway, turn 1, you may be turned into a dump truck and just wanting to push up toward the wall. We'll see who will find that right balance. Last year, it was a strategy fest. It was a game of patience. There was a lot of chaos, and Wiley King ended up emerging with the victory. So we'll see what will happen this time round as qualifying comes to an end. Looking at 18 drivers here tonight, and would you believe it? Caleb Lingle is on the pole again. Very impressive lap time, no less, a 50.091. Predicted pole time was certainly not in the zeros, so that is impressive from that number 13. Jeff Stakanis will be to his outside. Our man Mac Daddy, Keith McLean, in 3rd, and then Herman Reese, the point leader, by a significant margin. Herman starting 4th. Ken Hansen and Eddie Rayleigh, Jeff Fugate, Steve Grant, Wiley King, and Gary Morin are the top 10. Also here tonight, pretty much all the regulars, of course. Ryan Johnson, Duke Sorensen, Randy Smith, Jeff Bridigan, Troy Donahue, Steve Rubino, Andy Liccato. Those are all the drivers that took lap times. The only other driver that is starting tonight then will be Tom White. Blake, I'll ask you because we're on the 2012 FSE version, which is fairly commonly used. A fairly gripped up track, not a lot of tire wear. But I think as you and I know, and as I was kind of talking about, a track that will really test the drivers and their setups, how you tune the car to suit which corner you feel like you might need the most help and the most speed in. And I know that you had raced not too long ago at a version of Pocono, so for you personally, How the heck do you accommodate for the fact that you've got 3 varying corners?
Well, based off of what I learned about Pocono from real world NASCAR, uh, apparently, even all the way back into like the 70s and 80s when they started coming here, yeah, the team pretty much could only figure out one of the 3 corners, and the rest was, well, we'll just figure it out on race day and just hope that the driver has enough guts to get through it and figure it out. Because we we sure don't know exactly what we need to do to be able to make it work on 2 corners. From my perspective, especially though with the FSE version, I've actually had a lot of fun and success at. Um, I've never won at Pocono, but I do distinctly remember that due to the increased grip and everything like that, it does make it a little bit easier to race on here by comparison to the original Papyrus version of Pocono. That being said, for me, turn 3 is my big challenge point. Turns 1 and 2 are so swooping and sweeping and heavily banked that I feel like I can be able to keep the tires underneath me. Turn 3 is so flat, though, that with as much of an arc that you need to make from the entrance of the turn to the exit, the tightrope balance of getting the car to go through the corner without spinning out or pushing tight is very, very challenging. So on that end of it all, I mean, by my guess, by my feelings, you can kind of figure and almost approach turns 1 and 2 the same. Turn 3 is where you really have to change up the strategy.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's been kind of Calamity Corner based on past history. Not just here, but in other leagues as well. So, and the open setup aspect of it is just going to make it even more challenging. So, we'll see some shifting, I'm sure. We'll see a lot of various strategies, various braking zones. Pit road's going to probably play a factor with guys maybe taking 2 tires versus 4 tires at different points. This is definitely a race where we'll be able to see some varying strategy with the lower tire wear. Fuel window will probably be in the realm of 18 to 20 laps, somewhere in that ballpark. 21 if you really stretched it. Official lap count, I think, will be. We'll find out here in about a minute, because I don't trust the number that it's giving at the moment. But we'll confirm that then once we get out of happy hour here. It's these guys running out just to practice some pit stops, make some final adjustments, and just trying to kind of settle into a groove. And that's going to be such a big part of it. Just settle into a rhythm that can get you to the end of the race. And if you get to the end of the race, who knows? You might just be in perfect shape. You get there at the front. Survival of the fittest. The race of attrition. War of attrition, you could say. Beautiful nightmare. I thought I got better, but maybe I didn't. Shout out to anyone that got that reference. Another minute to go here. Duke Sorensen actually fastest in happy hour, but again, Caleb Lingle fastest in qualifying. Caleb looking to get another W here on the season. He's got a few to his name so far. Of course, Herman Reese looking to continue his consistent run of podiums. He has been absolutely on fire, and with a huge point lead of 61 points over Mac Daddy. He's definitely looking like the dominator. Of course, the chase will reset that. We are heading to the Papyrus game track next week, so I'm sure a lot of the guys are probably looking to get through tonight with a good points night and a good position. Because who the heck knows what Papyrus is going to hold? That can get very, very spicy. Of course, our last week's winner, KJ Kilojoule's not here tonight. Tyler Mallon not here tonight. So Jeff Canis is the most recent winner who was in this race tonight, and that was a few weeks ago back at Charlotte. One race that we did not cover. We're going to get on and off track here as they have kicked into the race session. Just about ready to go racing here in my personal home state, even though I do consider Dover to be my home track. But this works too.
There's a. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to float something by real quick. So, something that we did with our car setup last week when I was at Pocono in game was actually third gear and fourth gear were set pretty close to identical to one another. So the benefit was that you could be able to have an additional gear if one of the two blew out. Yet at the same time, I did have to adjust it to try and save a little bit more fuel just because of the higher RPMs. I know that there has been some trickery, even in real life, with gear ratios and whatnot at Pocono. I do kind of wonder if that's going to be utilized tonight.
We're going to see a lot. I feel like everybody in this race is going to have a slightly different gear ratio unless you're on like a team like these guys in the Four Horsemen or some of the Speedland guys who may be sharing setups. But I'm sure that everyone's going to be shifting at different points. Some of these guys may even be going with your strategy there of maybe having third and fourth gear as exactly the same, just in case one of the gears were to fail. But then that could kind of hurt your acceleration in the lower gears. So the restarts could be a little bit tough. But, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of different ways I feel like you can go about this, and there's no wrong answer. The only wrong answer is as soon as you spin out. And realistic damage, you're pretty much down for the count if that were to occur. 13 and 31. Be leading them to the green flag here around this massive 2.5 mile track here in the Pocono Mountains, northeastern Pennsylvania. Rolling here through the field. They're going to emerge off of turn number 3. And the infamous... Where is it? Oh, it's there somewhere. There it is. What turn 4? We don't need no dang turn 4. You got 3 challenging enough corners. Why do you need a 4th? Not this track. They don't need it. Hey, Lingle, though, on pole. We'll lead them to the green flag here at 70 miles an hour. We're going to bring them up through the gears. We are racing here in the Keystone State. Race number 18 of the 2026 Hobo season. Randy Smith was a little bit slow there toward the back of the field. Has lost touch with a lot of the field at the moment. Now here we go through the troublesome turn 3. It's going to naturally wash up a little bit. A couple passes being made here around midfield. And everybody going to get through the first lap cleanly. As Caleb Lingle will lead lap number 1 from the pole.
I was going to say, I wondered if Caleb Lingle has been feeding his car Denny Hamlin juice with how many poles he's managed to acquire thus far this season.
That would be about accurate. But the question is, just like Denny Hamlin this past weekend, can he convert that to a win? And get the number 13. I believe that would be win number 4 or 5, somewhere in that ballpark. I would have to track that. Jeff Sakanis looking for win number 2 on the season. Would actually be looking to do it on air. Should be pretty nice. Herman Reese a little bit up the track there, just tapped the wall there off of turn 3, and Ken Hansen looking to take advantage. Going to take 4th place away. We'll hold side by side for the time being. Herman, though, going to file in line for the time being. Top 3 now pulling away for the moment. All still nose to tails. Jeff Fugate Bit of a move forward here up into P6. Just in front of Steve Grant. Gary Morin up a couple places. Then Eddie Rayleigh and Duke Sorensen currently the top 10 as they run. Riley King has dropped a little bit. Looked like it was about 12th position for the 95. Last year's winner of this race. So far so good as far as I can tell through the field there. And 10 Randy Smith. Good ways back, and Andy Licata way off pace at the moment. Already about a straightaway off. Only the 4th lap here, and it is 72 laps as you see on your screen. So this is definitely not going to be a short one here tonight. And we're going to have multiple pit stops as well.
I gotta say, Stakanis is definitely got a little bit of something extra over Caleb Lingle, but he keeps opening the door for the inside for the 28 to try and make his run.
Almost opened up the door there as he thought about trying to make the move for the race lead. Bad angle going into the corner there has kind of lost him a couple car lengths. But for the moment, no one looking to pounce. Oh, well, right as I say that, Ken Hansen. Not quite enough there, but a good run for Ken at the moment here in the early going. Herman all over his tail, though. Boy, they can't get much closer there. I know these guys are running Cup physics, but Blake, I gotta say, with these long straightaways and 200+ miles an hour draft, I feel like is definitely going to be playing a factor as far as just keeping up and maintaining good lap time.
Oh yes, I mean, I can definitely say this. The long straightaways. Oh, the 13 I almost thought got into the wall. The long straightaways, you're definitely going to have draft be a factor, and on that end, you really do not want to get hit too hard, or even scratch the wall for that matter. At the exact same time, yeah, this isn't Talladega and this isn't Daytona. You have to balance the car with the gas and brake, and boy, oh boy, I thought the 28 got into the back of the 31. Nope.
I got a little close there. Thought he was going to be able to keep it to the inside lane, but was not able to do so. And everyone still minding their P's and Q's here pretty well thus far. Top 10 remain mostly the same. Ryan Johnson has gone ahead of Duke Sorensen for that 10th position. I'm with you. Yeah, turn 3 seems like a spot that you just naturally want to let it kind of wash up. And that way you're not turning the car too hard, and next thing you know, you're kicking that thing sideways. So everyone doing a good job right now. We're 7 laps in now. We're going to race a little up the track there. Just at least a little bit of grip, even if you do go a little bit high. Don't want to go too high. This is definitely not much of a multi-groove track that you can round on the high side, but and again, what NR tracks can you actually do that? Oh my goodness, Jeff! Coming off the corner there, kicking that thing sideways. I feel like that's pretty exhilarating, though, as a driver, just when you feel the car kick out, but yet at the same time, you feel like you got it under control. And I feel like it's kind of what happened to Jeff right there as the caution is out. Just at the moment that Keith McLean takes 2nd place.
Oh boy.
And I see some skid marks there in turn 3. I don't see Andy Licata anywhere, so I'm wondering if maybe that 013 may have had a problem. Let's take a look.
According to what the game says, it's a piston.
Oh yeah, engine failures. Oh yeah. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, lost it. Lost the motor as he was going through turn number 1.
I genuinely can't tell looking on the replay if it was a case of money shifting or something just broke.
I couldn't tell you that. I'm not gonna lie, that did kind of look like a money shift. Just based on the, because with With the core that I personally run, I find that whenever someone actually shifts the car will kind of do a little jump. And I definitely saw that 013 jump. So I wonder if he money shifted it. And to those that don't know what that means, that basically means shifting down way too many gears to the point that you over-rev the engine.
AKA money shifting. You're going to be paying a lot of money for that engine bill. And, and you're goofed up just enough that that bill is going to be in your name.
Yates is not going to be happy.
No. No, they are not.
Does Yates even make engines still?
Are we talking about the Roush? Like, we're talking about Robert Yates Racing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Roush Yates is still the prevalent foreign engine supplier.
Huh. Okay. Wasn't sure if I wasn't even sure if Robert Yates himself was still around. Nonetheless, if that goes to show what I know about NASCAR.
Robert passed away a few years ago of from cancer, but Doug Yates still heads the foreign engine development program.
Gotcha. It's Ryan Johnson utilizing two
Two
tires.
tires?
Oh yeah. We usually get some information about again how high the tire wear is going to be prior to the races, and which credit to everybody that gives us that information. And thank you guys. But yeah, they were saying two tires could be a viable strategy at this track, and Ryan Johnson is going to try to make up track position simply by doing that strategy, and he is going to inherit the race lead, assuming, of course, that Wiley King and Jeff Briding pit. Gail Lingle did lead off everyone else. Jeff Stakanis has slipped a little. Will be restarting P5 of those that did it this time. Lost what would end up being two positions, and not really counting Ryan Johnson, who jumped everybody.
Nobody expects the two-tire expedition.
Love it.
I'm glad that you found humor in that. I was stretching a little bit.
That was a little bit of a stretch, but you know what? I'm all for it. I mean, again, I feel like only a small niche of people would have gotten the reference that I made earlier, and an even smaller group of them that would actually be watching this stream. So, gotta get the fandom out there somewhere.
We gotta have fun, otherwise we'll go mad.
In this world, absolutely. Light's still on in the pace car here, so we're going to have another lap under caution here. Wiley King and Jeff Brannigan have brought it down pit road. Randy Smith comes back down once again. Andy Licata are going to be the only driver out of the race at the moment with that engine failure. And we got Papyrus game track for these guys next week. The absolutely crazy kind of oval style road course, or road course style oval. I don't know how you would describe it, but it made for some pretty wild moments last year. Let's see what happens this year when these guys head there next week. And then after that, I do believe that it is Sonoma, and I can't remember for sure.
I don't know if you've had a chance to talk about it, but how was Indianapolis there, Andrew? How did you enjoy the 500 about a month ago?
Absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. If you aren't claustrophobic and you're okay with being packed into the grandstands like sardines, absolutely 100% worth it. Just a regular ticket, got you into the infield, got you onto the track for crying out loud. I was not expecting that. That was an amazing experience. That whole weekend was an experience, and I don't think I could ever hype up enough just how amazing that was. And I'm sure that there were also some personal reasons for why it hit me as hard as it did. But yeah, just regardless. I mean, yeah, if you're a motorsport fan, I would say it's worth the experience. The only slight, minor, tiny, itsy bitsy little complaint that I have is when you're used to spectating at racetracks like Dover or one time I went to Bristol. It is very much a case of the field will fly past you, and then you've got 30 seconds of silence until they come back around again. So it's very Talladega-esque in that regard. But that certainly did not take away from the experience.
Solid.
I feel like Pocono would honestly be the same way. I've been to this race as well. But Pocono, you had a little better visibility. Indianapolis, once they were on the opposite corner, because I sat in turn 3, you couldn't see jack nothing on the front stretch of turn 1. But again, that's what the TV monitors are for, and I'll tell you what, it was absolutely pandemonium after Rosenquist made that pass. Well, here we go. With 9-10 lap old tires on the left side of that number 78. How will Ryan Johnson's 2-tire strategy play out for him? Lap 12, green flag back out. Caleb Lingle being patient with them, going to opt to stay in line for the moment. A little squirrely there through the corner. We backed it up nicely, though. He's already going to be side by side here going into turn number 2. This is a dangerous place to be side by side. Caleb backs out.
Ooh, that's getting close.
Wow, they are close. They are very close. Now Caleb with a nice run. Can he outbreak the 78s? The 20's going to break them both. Oh, if he doesn't get into him. And there goes back Danny. Into the 31. Who actually corrected him.
The yellow flag is out regardless, but
they got another one around. And it's Eddie Rayleigh. I'll tell you what, Keith got away with one there. I don't think he's going to have that much damage.
As for Eddie Rayleigh, I think he braked a little bit early, and Steve Rubino accidentally bumped into the rear of him.
Take a look at both incidents here. We're first going to look at what went down with the 28. Yeah, he just sent it in there, and then the 78 was up into the wall, basically. So he was trying to stay off him, ended up turning hard and started to spin. And then got nudged by Jeff Stacanis, which actually kind of corrected him. Right there, boink. Little nudge there from the 9, and then he got into the wall. I don't think he's going to have much damage, if at all. Tell you what, that was pretty impressive. Now that may have been what caused the actual yellow itself, but let's take a look at Rayleigh and Steve Rubino here.
Funny enough, it is the opposite. The incident with Rayleigh ended up being the cause of the caution.
Ooh.
So instead of front to back, it went back to front.
Yeah. Yeah, a little more calamity in there. Duke Sorensen, Randy Smith, Troy Donahue all getting little pieces of that, but Eddie Rayleigh's going to get the worst. I think hit the brakes just a little earlier than the 07 was ready for, and Man, it wasn't like the 07 plowed into him. That was just barely a nudge. But at these speeds, it don't take much.
No, it does not.
Ryan Johnson will be credited with third place across the line there as they took the caution flag. That puts Ken Hansen into second place. How about that for Ken? We'll see a good result out of that 94. Still a long way to go, of course. But Caleb Lingo, though, back up front, and I think quite happy with that. Herman Reese has slipped back a little bit. Currently scored 7th, but actually in reality running 6th by the looks of it. We get a full picture of how they stack up once we get to 1 to green. You know, kind of who fits and who doesn't. And you kind of knew Ryan Johnson was going to be waking up under blades with those 2 tires. But, I mean, who knows? It could have just been a one-off there as he was side by side with the 13, and there's really no good corner to go side by side in for any extended period of time on this track, and I feel like turn 2 is one of the toughest, but turn 3 also, because you got to turn the wheels so much harder if you're on the inside, and if you're on the outside lane, the car naturally wants to drift up anyway, so that wall's going to be finding you in a hurry. Heck, if there's anywhere that you're even going to try to race someone aggressively, turn 1's probably the place to do it, but there's only so much that you can do, and in every corner, the car is wanting to do things you probably don't want it to do. Should be green as we take lap 17. Lingo thrown in the clutch. Just trying to get a little extra fuel out of it. They're probably doing some math and debating, hey, maybe see how far we can go.
I'm sorry. That just made me think of something.
Go for it.
Driving a sedan / hatchback now as of recent, especially it being a 5-speed, is very strange to me. I'm not used to having to clutch a sedan, essentially.
Oh, it's a manual?
Oh yeah, it's 5-speed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh, shit. 59 just
whoa
plowed
there.
the hell out of the wall.
That's not good, and
okay, there was something more that happened here?
yeah, let's take a look at this here. Blake, your fine's going to be in the mail.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, something's way off here. Okay, Herman Reese decided to come down pit road. And then got going. I wonder if he got an EOL. Then, yeah, he slows way down here. And this is not live. This is shortly after Herman pitted. He took a splash and go, and he's only doing 70, and he's on the clutch. So I think he got an EOL. Uh-oh. I think I might see where this is going. Jeff Bright again, not ready for it. Boink! Right into him, and it sent him up and into the outside wall. That is severe front end damage for the 59. Our point leader and King Consistency is going to be really suffering on these straightaways.
All right, whatever monetary fine I get and whatever the loss of a good noodle star is exactly what I'll be getting by the end of this race.
You stopped yourself earlier. I caught yourself stopping yourself earlier from saying it, and then that time you almost stopped it, and then it just it's all good, man. It's all good. we try we do try and avoid that, but hey, we're all adults here.
That was just a flavor of chaos that was just so unexpected.
I'm with you. That was
little
weird.
Little 4-letter one slipped out.
We've had it slip out in interviews before, but yeah, the co-commentator lets one slip this time. But again, I'm not going to hold that against you. You're fine. You're fine, and you're fined. My only kid, of course. Well, here we go. Lap 17 of 72 after the second caution of the race. And boy, what a restart gear that number 13 has. Either that or Ken Hansen just not quite getting going, because Jeff Stakanis is saying, thank you very much. I will take a 2-for-1 special. Up into P2 is number 31. Ryan Johnson slips to 5th. Ken Hansen maintains P3 with Jeff Fugate now up into the 4th position. How about that for the number 9? And Jeff already closing on the 31. And the drivers that started 1-2 in this race now find themselves 1-2 once again. We go through Calamity Corner, turn 3. Bouncing up the track a little bit. Checking on through the field. Everyone getting through there cleanly at the moment. Caleb Lingle breaking the draft. That's always entertaining. I mean, heck, who remembers when IndyCar went here, the 6-7 wide restarts those guys would have? Well, same thing can happen here if you're brave enough.
That is true.
Stakanis continues to kick that rear end out on exit of 2. Downshift there into 3. They remain fairly equal between Lingle and Stakanis. Ken Hansen still 3rd. Jeff Fugate. And now Steve Grand into the top 5. Not sure if that strategy is working out for the 78. He's looking to struggle a little bit. Gary Moore now all over his tail. And then also into the top 10 now, Troy Donahue. How about that for the 81? Also in the top 10 are Wiley King and Duke Sorensen. 40 almost had to peak there for 6th place. Could not keep it. Oof. You gave that time. Kicking it out. Keep Blaine trying to make up ground here after his little spin. Really 12th, trying to close in on the 112 Eddie Rayleigh. And Herman Reese just lost the position there to Randy Smith. I feel like that number 59 is pretty severely wounded after that hit to the outside wall. Under caution, no less. A 4, all under a blanket here. 31 has had a couple little peaks here at the 13. Well, you don't know what that was, but almost had another look at it there. And not quite able to take it, but he's going to try again here. But no draft and help. He has to settle back in the line there. Oh, boy. Caution back out. Whoa! Entrance of turn 1 here. Troy Donahue. And bad damage on the 10 of Randy Smith. This is an unusual spot. What has occurred? Whoa! Troy Donahue lost a few positions. I think he may have gotten into the outside wall. And okay, yeah, so Troy Donahue got into the outside wall turn 3, running in 8th. Way too high. He's going to end up falling back here. And is going to be way off pace on this straightaway. Here comes Randy Smith. Ducks low and oh! Troy, what the heck did he do there? Did he money shift it also? Look at that again. Going down the straightaway and then just kind of... That looks like another money shift. Like he went to upshift and instead downshifted.
Hey guys, remember when I was talking about shifting strategies and everything like that? This is not exactly what I meant.
That's not... that was not the play there. And unfortunately, a top 10 run there for Troy Donahue. Puts him into the inside wall there in very unusual circumstances. Wow. Well, sure not what he meant to do. The pit road is open, and it looks like be a pretty unanimous call here. We'll see if anyone's going to try that 2-tire strategy again. We are going to be at 50 laps to go here. We're still 2-stopping. Let's see what the verdict ends up being here. Ryan Johnson already attempted it. Did not really seem to pan out for him. But Jeff's going to give it a go. From second place. Jeff Stakena says, you know what? I'll take that race lead. We'll see if clean air could be what this 31 needs. Everyone else going to be on 4 fresh tires. Yeah, Lingle leads them off of the guys that took 4. Ken Hansen, Jeff Fugate, Steve Grant. Herman Reese and Jeff Bridigan have stayed out. Herman, you see just that little bit of damage, that little bit of buckling of the hood. And a track with speeds this high, that is going to be enough to cause you some headaches. And fortunately, it's not looking like it's going to be a very competitive night for at 59. Should be green flag with 47 laps to go then. Trying to think of something interesting, yet not too far off base to talk about. I am struggling to do so.
Pocono is a big track.
Yeah, we're gonna be here for a
Time
bit.
to think about.
Yeah, we're gonna be here for a bit. Shorten the yellow flag a little bit. All right. If anyone is watching and is in this and would like to post something in the chat, certainly feel free to do so. They can't just talk to Blake this whole time. I'm just kidding. There we got someone. CCR in the house. Appreciate everyone that supports coming by and checking these out. Of course, it's always worth mentioning. Thank you to AOR for bringing me back on board for this year. CCR for getting me in there as Richard in chat. What's up, man? Ken Hansen running third, presenting those CCR guys. Ryan Johnson also out here tonight. Currently scored 7th. Keith McLean up to 6th. And for him to potentially be a factor if he can pick off a couple more positions. Jeff Stakanis on those 2 tires. Didn't really work out for Ryan earlier. Will it work out for the 31? We will find out. I also, on that Indy trip, I got to experience Steak and Shake.
You never experienced Steak and Shake before.
I have not until then.
Huh.
And I can definitely say, the food was pretty good. But that was definitely an awesome milkshake. I got the I'm pretty sure it was basically the mint chocolate, the mint chip fruit. Oh my god. The
Like a
mint
mint
chip
chocolate
one.
chip.
Yes. Good lord. We're all a little loosey-goosey here tonight. Well, here we go. Oh wait, no, we're not. We're still not even wanting to go yet. See what I mean? Oh, brother. There we go. Lights are out. That's what we wanted to see. Jeff Stakanis will lead them back. Caleb Lingle, Ken Hansen, Jeff Fugate, Steve Grant. Current top 5. Top 10 rounded up by Keith McLean, Ryan Johnson, Eddie Rayleigh, Gary Moore, and Duke Sorensen. Still only one driver out of the race. That is Andy Liccato. Everyone else that took the green flag still out there on the racetrack and on the lead lap, no less. And 10 laps from the halfway point. I was thrown in the clutch here again. This is still going to be a two-stop race from here. Alright, showtime now. Here we go. Up 27 of 72. This car will pull it in. Two-tire strategy didn't really pan out earlier for Ryan Johnson. Jeff Stacanis, will he have some better luck with it? Let's find out here. The Steak and Shake Dodge leads them to the green flag this time. Back underway, and another great restart there from the 13. Alright, I'll tell you what, that 13 has the restart gear of a lifetime. Ken Hansen, not so much. He's going to lose third to the 9. Jeff Fugate into a podium position. Around turn 1. Fugate actually with a little bit of a run there. It looks like he kind of backed off it a little bit. Thought he may have had a chance at the 13 there going into turn 2. For the time being, Jeff looking good and going to maintain about a car length or 2 separation between himself and Caleb Lingle. Great turn 3 there for the 13, but he doesn't have the drafting help. Can he keep it side by side here? It doesn't look like he will, as Jeff Fugate is going to push that 31 to stay clear, a little close between the 13 and the 9. Everyone holds on to it for the moment. Steve Grant the inside, but that is going to be him losing a position to the 28 and move McNaddy back up into the top 5.
Caleb Lingle shooting down to the inside. A drag race to the start and finish line. (31) by a 10th.
Might want to make sure you're live. Just heads up.
Yep, my apologies.
Hey, you're good. McNaddy up to 4th. Gets past Ken Hansen. And Caleb still looking for a way around this 31. No, Caleb, he tends to be a little bit more on the aggressive side. If Fugate, this is farthest up in the race that we've seen him. See what he might be able to do with that. Wants up the track a little bit there. McNaddy may have a run. Not quite. Actually, going to back way out of that. Going to try and get the run on this long front straightaway. Run could be coming to the 13. Is he going to try for it? He will. May have a chance to stay side by side here. Going into turn 1. Let's see. They will. Who's going to get the advantage? 31 with the run on the outside. Shorter way around for Caleb. Jeff going back up to the outside with his fellow Jeff. Stay side by side. This is where it gets sketchy. And you're going to see them all stack up behind. But Caleb Lingle gets clear and back into the race lead. And Hansen backing out of a side-by-side battle there with the 28. Kind of preserve himself there. And just like that, everyone within the top 7 or 8 now all nose to tail. That battling that we saw there from the 31-13. But a familiar face back out front. It is Caleb Lingle. I remember from last year, Caleb Lingle was kind of feast or famine. Would either win a race or just end up on a streak of horrible luck or horrible things happening to him. He's been decently consistent though this season. It's just gonna be a matter of him keeping it up toward the front there, but he's gonna break the draft and hold on to that race lead for now. One kind of running as they are right now. Ryan Johnson currently 7th. Ooh. And whoa, Fugate! I don't think that was on the card, but kind of worked out.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed. He's going to wash up the track. Almost gets loose. Forces Ken Hansen to take a void in action. And Ken, who just got by the 28, who I think may have had an issue there through turn 1 that previous lap. McDaddy slips back a couple positions. Ken Hansen just slipped back a smidge. And now, that is bizarre. Oh, too good. Everyone follows the draft of Caleb Lingle.
I don't know that I've ever really seen the snake maneuver that much at Pocono of all places.
Yeah, normally everyone just kind of holds their position, but Caleb said, "Hey, I don't want you guys in my draft." Everyone said, "Yeah, well, hold my beer." Big Duke Sorensen. Sorensen may have called it a night. Just saw him disconnect from TeamSpeak and a camshaft failure. 24 is out of the race. Also with mechanical. And now here we go side by side for second place. Fugate and Stakanis may end up 3 wide. Steve Grant's going to take them both. Got the draft of the 13 and said, "Thank you very much. I will happily take that." And now Jeff Stakanis slips back behind Fugate. Ken Hansen trying to move back forward a little bit. And it looks like should get that position. And now Stakanis going the wrong direction. Stakanis is on 2 tires compared to everyone else's 4. And Keith now trying to get back up to a top 4 position. Ken's going to fight him, though, and they're going to stay side by side. Draft advantage going to go to the 94. 28 trying to get a little bit of that for himself, but it's not going to work out. Ken Hansen holds on to the 4th position for the time being. Ooh, that was quite the sequence there. Oh, that's Steve Grant.
Originally running in 2nd, now all the way back in 7th and dropping.
He's really dropping. Gary Morin now starting to close on him. Two tires could potentially be a short-term gain. But all in all, I think the handling is starting to go on that 31. You're just about to halfway here in the 72-lap event. The top 3 now kind of in a league of their own. Caleb Lingle remains the dominator of the night. But now Steve Grant and Jeff Fugate are the guys behind him, the 11 and the 9. Ken Hansen doing a great job of fighting off the 28 for the moment. Ryan Johnson starting to close on them, so a little 3-car battle here, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Just Candace, Gary Morin. Riley King starting to close on the 40. You got the top 9. All pretty much in the same draft. And then you go back to the 10th place, Eddie Rayleigh. Steve Rubino's with him. And then Herman Reese just trying to survive with that damage. Currently running 12th. You got Randy Smith, Jeff Bright again, Troy Donahue. And that is everyone that's left. 15 drivers still in it. Tom White did not take the green and did not start. Out of the race currently, Duke Sorensen and Andy Licata. Not a good sequence there for Mac Daddy. Don't know what just happened to him and Ryan Johnson.
I was going to say, I just looked it up. It looks like the 28 of Keith ended up trying to drive it in to a little bit into Ken Hansen, get a good run on him, almost ran him over, backed off a little bit, and then the 28 and the 78 almost made contact, while the 28 wiggle wobble, tried to keep from wrecking.
Wow.
Lost a lot of momentum, though.
A lot of ground. Now trying to get back by the 40. That's promoted to 6th place now is Gary Morin, another driver that would be good to see up here in the top almost 5. Jeff Sakan is back into the top 5, albeit he had a very tight turn 1. Ken Hansen's still looking good, representing those CCR boys and everyone in the chat there, including Jeff. Hello there. Lap times are falling off. I think it was a little more wear here than we initially thought. Not a ton, but these guys have lost close to a second so far on their lap times. Jeff Fugate, we're going to try and take that runner-up position. From the 11, we have not made it to green flag pit stops quite yet in this race. If these guys go about another 7 or 8, we should be seeing it. And these guys were under caution up until about lap 27, 28. And about a 20-lap fuel window. Kind of math it out from there. Like I said, 2 stops from this point on. Still looking like the guarantee. We remain with the top 9 all in a draft. And I would say in it with a shot, depending on how they can hold on to their cars and how pit stops end up going down if we do get to that point of them taking place under green flag conditions.
Question is are we coming up on pit strategy anytime soon?
Well, I don't think we're going to be seeing any 2-tire calls. Maybe on the second stop. Potentially on the second stop. Ooh, boy, 40 and 31 getting a little close. Top 5 potentially here for Gary. He's able to keep it to the inside, but he will not, and will file in line behind Jeff Sakanis right now, who I think is probably thinking, get these 2 dang tires off of me. Give me 4 fresh ones, please. Gary Morin clips the wall there slightly. And go side by side here for 6th. Oh, hello. Mac Daddy and Ryan Johnson. Short pitting. Hey, that could be a viable call. Oh, if Keith doesn't drive into the wall. Look out, dude. What are you doing? Wow. Did you see that?
Nope, I missed that, but I'm gonna go find out what happened.
Yeah, you're gonna want to watch Keith there. I think he may have been texting and driving or something. Just ran right into the wall protecting the scoring pylon. And unfortunately, I think Brian Johnson got a piece of that. As Jeff Sakanis and Wiley King bringing in this time, I can't believe what I just witnessed.
Duke Swanson blew up.
No caution for that. Yeah, that was a while back. You've been...
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, I was watching him like, is he just messing with us or something? Is he gonna turn left suddenly and just make us and just psych us out or something? No, he did that. That just happened. So Keith is now out of the race. Ryan Johnson did get a piece of that, and I think ended up losing some time with damage repair. Caleb Lingo now brings it in from the lead, brings Jeff Fugate with him, Ken Hansen, Gary Morin. A little further back, I thought I saw someone else, and that was Eddie Rayleigh. For Donahue there getting service. Still out there on the racetrack right now, just Steve Grant by his lonesome. So Steve going long on this run. Ryan Johnson, Jeff Stakanis going at it. And Ryan has to catch it. That was for position. Let's see where they're going to emerge in relation to everybody else. Ooh, this is going to be a little close here, 94 and 31. They keep it in order. I think Ken should stay in front of Ryan Johnson. Caleb Lingo will retain the lead ahead of the 9 and the 40. Then we'll see where Steve Grant will emerge in relation. Boy, first round of green flag pit stops of the race, and a major contender taken out by the most bizarre circumstances I think I've ever witnessed. So here comes Steve Grant off pit lane. He's got Jeff Brightigan right in front of him. Steve Grant with the overcut. Oh, Caleb! Almost absolutely bins it there through turn 1. And that will give Steve Grant a hefty lead with a set of pit stops to go, as he almost loses it there in turn 2. My goodness, new tires are proving a little bit challenging for these guys. Blake, what the heck is going on here?
The ghosts of Pocono have decided to take their revenge?
Oh, no. I guess so, because Steve Grant, penalty, down pit road he goes. Must have been speeding. But yeah, I'm with you. There are ghosts out here tonight. Meanwhile, that 13 is looking mighty loose, and Jeff Fugate is saying, ooh, keep that up. I'd like this race lead. Man, we got some heavy hitters that are really down in the dumps. Keith McLean hitting the wall. Herman Reese ended up in trouble under caution. Steve Grant with a speeding penalty. Caleb Lingo living a charmed life right now, but Jeff Fugate looking to spoil that party and is looking bad fast. May have a shot. Peaks back in line there, lifts off a little bit. Gary Morin is now third. And a great run so far for this number 40. He can convert that. Jeff Stakanis has emerged in 4th place, and now on equal tires with everyone else. That's going to be a relief for him. Ryan Johnson, Wiley King, and Ken Hansen. The top 7 all relatively in a draft. You're going to have to go way back to Eddie Rayleigh back in 8th place, who has right side damage. He's just in front of Steve Rubino. 10th place is going to be Steve Grant after that penalty. He's going to be looking for a yellow flag at some point or another. Trying to get back up there. Golly, the Ghost of Pocono, yeah, as you said, Blake, they're biting after pit stops there, and then yeah, Caleb Lingle almost wrecking the car in turn 1. I think he didn't. So that tells you that is not the most pleasantly handling number 13. I think now that thing is back in clean air. Gate, another run here. The 40 and the 31 have closed. They're running a couple tenths quicker than both of our top two. Boy, this race is just heating up, and we're well and truly into the second half. Deep into the second half of this race here. Lap 49 to 72. And another set of pit stops to go. Which will probably be occurring around lap 60.
Oh, there goes the 9.
Gauge! We will not get there as our second place runner spins it, and Wiley King also around. That car just stepped out, and that is the old NR step out spin. And wouldn't you believe it, it's in turn 3. It just starts to step. He's trying to catch it, and well, you're basically walking on a cliff's edge at that point, and one misstep and around you go. Another big one there, taken out, at least in trouble rather. He did hit the outside wall there, so he may be a little compromised on speed, but probably not too badly. He didn't glance at that hard. Someone who definitely wanted to see that was Steve Grant. Now, we mentioned strategy. Blake, we've got 23 laps to go, 22 laps to go when they cross the stripe this time. That seems pretty tough to make it to the end on fuel, but you know that these cautions do last quite a while. Could this potentially be the final pit stop?
I think it really depends. They might have enough lappage, approximately. Oh, the 9 just spun around again.
You're kidding me. Oh my gosh, he sure did.
Yeah, came out of the pits and then looped it. What I was going to try and say was that if I was driving in this situation, I would honestly pit for 4 tires, because wouldn't hunt, and top it all full of fuel and clutch it as best as I could under caution. I would say maybe it might be 1 lap to the good, but it would be like a very narrow margin.
This could be close if this ends up going green. This is going to get interesting. This is going to get very, very interesting. Steve Grant, I think, is also going to try his hand at it. Wanted that track position back, and hey, that's one way to do it. 2 tires on the 11. 4 for pretty much everyone else. And immediately on the clutch goes everybody.
I mean, I don't think the game will penalize you if you're going too slow, just so long as you're under power.
Hey, if you're even remotely rolling, you're in good shape. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. Troy Donahue, I believe, will be the lucky dog. Randy Smith has stayed out. Going to try to keep up his streak of leading laps. Steve Grant going to be the race leader. Will this work out for him? That'll be the big, big question. We know that we're going to have the extra lap under caution here. So just clutch the ever-living heck out of it. Look here, yep, Fugate coming back down pit road, but he is at least rolling. Don't know if he lost the lap or not. I don't think he did. Now, when we go green, we will be within 20 to go. I do feel like a lot of those guys did short pit. So, this could end up putting them right on the mark. I heard somewhere that when you're under caution speed, for every 1 lap of fuel that you would use up under green flag conditions, you basically get 2.5 laps worth. Roughly. I can't remember where I heard that. But I know I heard that somewhere.
And, well, I was going to say, the 94 is currently using a kind of popular strategy. Just drive on the flat embankment.
Shorten the distance.
Shorten the distance. I don't know if the game necessarily simulates how the fuel pickup and everything like that. I don't know how well that's reflected, but hey, if you got a rubber magic genie's lamp, like, to get a win, maybe that's what you have to do.
Well, Steve Grant, I know, is very grateful for this caution. The question is he now going to end up on the back foot because of the fact that, well, we're going to have some top-offs here. Anyone going to risk it? A couple of them are going to risk it. Everyone else is going to top off. For Donahue, are going to go around for his lucky dog. Jeff Stakanis and Ryan Johnson are both going to risk it. And this will put Randy Smith in the mix now. Unless he takes tires, and no one else does. Hansen actually going to put left sides on it. Going to lose a few spots. Wow. So as they come off pit lane, we're going to have Jeff Stakanis in the race lead. Ryan Johnson in second. They have opted to not top off. Caleb Lingle will be third. Gary Moore in fourth. Herman Reese up to fifth with a wounded race car.
The duck may be wounded, but it still knows how to flap.
Hey, that's all you need sometimes. 19 laps to go when we take the green flag. That will put them likely right on the money if the numbers we got were accurate. For Jeff Stakanis and Ryan Johnson, they may still need a save. Everyone else could probably be a little more aggressive. And of course, all of this is also assuming that we go green. The laps are winding down now. The intensity is going to pick up. You try to drive it just that little bit harder. And sometimes it can cost you, especially in turn 3. Jeff Fugate just found that out a little bit ago. And that's what brought out this yellow flag. But now with Jeff Stakanis out in front, green flag back in the air. Who's going to have enough fuel? Who's going to be needing to save and conserve? 59 already going to relinquish a position to the 11. Other than that, everyone's staying pretty orderly for the time being. 19 laps at this track is no sprint, that's for sure. Heck, I would say that this is where the race truly begins. Ryan Johnson all up in the mirror of the 31. That 13, that is the furthest back that he has been this whole race pretty much, and that is definitely quite shocking to say when he's running third place at the moment. Ken Hansinger trying to make the move on Herman Reese. Door slams him. Maybe that 59 has some fight left in it after all. Trying to hold on to a 6th place position at the moment. Everyone else looking for that right balance of conservation, yet still maintaining position and maybe even trying to gain position, as Ken Hansen will take that spot for 6th ahead of Herman Reese. Herman trying to fight that wounded car as much as he can. A little slide up the track here for Jeff. Ryan Johnson almost had a shot at it. Not quite enough. I think he kept it in 4th gear through that corner to try to save some fuel. But you got a mirror full of that 13. There's only so much you can do if you're going to still try to keep him behind you, because we know that that 13 is the dominator of the night. Take a peek. Oh, backs out of it.
Probably best to do in turn 3.
Getting through there cleanly for the moment. So got everyone all the way back to Wiley King within this draft. All of them in it with a chance. Onto the clutch goes the 11 and the 13 and the 94 for a moment. Gary Morin still running P4. Looking for one of his better runs, if not his best run of the season so far. You got Steak and Shake versus Buffalo Wild Wings. One fast food and one sit-down place. Both of which I would highly recommend.
Actually, Buffalo Wild Wings does have a to-go version of their restaurants.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Remember that now that you bring it up.
Yep.
Herman Reese slipping way back. He's going to lose a couple more positions. Jeff Fugate up now into 7th. Eddie Rayleigh 8th. Steve Rubino and now Wiley King will be the top 10. Herman, he's just trying to, I think he's just trying to get that thing to the checkers. He'll be more than happy to see that. What a bizarre one this has been. Very, very bizarre. Caution is out. And it's the 07. Just as we mentioned him getting into the top 10, Steve Rubino. It appears to be off the... Oh, my goodness.
Ooh.
Oh, this is way worse than that. Eddie really... Up the track, up the track, up the track. Trying to turn it. Turns. Catches it. Hit into Wiley King, and they both flip it over. I think all 3 of those guys are going to end up out of the race because the 07, I believe, ended up hitting the barrels.
I was going to say this. I know that they added these extra walls and barrels and all that stuff because of Elliott Sadler, at least in part because of it. But on the negative side of it, if you do wreck, there's no runoff area.
Trying to kind of maintain control, but yep, there's the hit right there. And realistic damage, that is going to kill your car pretty much every time. Steve Rubino finds the barrels, and Wiley King and Eddie Rayleigh end up going for a tumble. It's going to be all 3 of them pretty much out of the race at this point. This will benefit everyone who's looking to save fuel here, but the question is, will anyone opt for tires after that run of approximately 7 or 8 laps? Is that long enough? That might be worth losing the track position for. And again, passing here does seem to be at quite a premium, so let's see what the verdict ends up being. It's definitely a long race, but it has been good stuff thus far. Everyone's looking at the moment. Is anyone going to psych it out? Yep. Unanimous call. Everyone brings it in.
Doesn't hurt to get tires. Doesn't hurt to get fuel.
Go flat out. Go hard to the end. Why not? You're going to have 11 laps to go. Maybe as little as 10. Why not give yourself a chance to go nuts? Does anyone opt for 2 versus 4? Let's see. 4 tires for Jeff. 4 tires for Caleb. 2 tires for Ken Hansen, Gary Moore, and Steve Grant.
A Ford, Chevy, and a Pontiac come out of pit lane. There's a joke here somewhere, but I don't know what it is.
I don't think there's much of a joke here. Instead, what we've got ourselves here is a race. And it's going to be a wild race. Gary Moore in those slow off of pit exit. Oh, don't tell me he got EOL. Oh, I think he did. Oh, man. What a run that he's been on tonight. Fortunately, the black flag is going to bite the number 40. Well, got 2 tires, and then 4, pretty much all the way back. Oh, my goodness. And Ken Hansen, that is a bad fast number 94 right there. The only issue has been his restart gear. He's now leading this thing.
Maybe the power of flame and beer can be able to get him to victory lane.
And you get that Coors Light car there. That would be pretty awesome to see. Ken Hansen is definitely a driver that is capable of winning races as well. But in the time that we have been broadcasting Hobo, we have not seen him go to victory lane as of yet. We've seen him get the pole. We haven't seen him go to victory lane. Steve Grant looking for his first win of the season. Jeff Stakanis looking for his second. Caleb Lingle. And then Ryan Johnson are the top 5. And it will be 10 laps to go when we go green. So we're going to have a little time here to sort it out. I don't think that anyone would have taped up at this point.
I don't think anyone would take their nose up to 100%.
Oh, heck no. Not at this track.
Not with 10 laps to go.
No, yeah, that's way too long to be trying anything like that. So the best bet was to try to gain track position by just taking those 2 tires, and 94 and the 11 have done that. Jeff Stakanis was on 2 tires for a while, and it worked until he kind of seemed to hit a bit of a cliff's edge after he lost track position, and then just fell like a stone. So, could 10 laps be all that the 11 and the 94 need? Just get through the run, and then they can maintain this position. And again, we got to remember this 94 so far has not really had the restart gear. Will be exactly 10 laps to go here at Pocono to decide a winner. And I'm going to be honest, I couldn't tell you anyone of who it could be. I feel like anyone in this top 5, maybe top 6, could have potential.
I have a generalized question, but is there any case of drivers getting penalized? Is there? Well, I guess there really is no point of no return because we run cautions all the time automatically. So,
Yep, if
but
we end
can
under...
someone get penalized for driving too aggressively and accidentally like wrecking the lead or something like that?
Well, to my understanding, if you're racing for the win and it's the last lap, I mean, I'm sure that comes down to like an admin decision of if someone gets into someone else while racing for the win, that second person wrecks and the first person in question ends up winning at the stripe. I feel like then the admins would look at that and go, alright, what happened here? How flagrant was it? If it's a racing deal, they might let the win stand. I'm sure that there's a lot of communication that goes into that. We have not had a circumstance where we've had to find out. Hopefully that will remain the case. But it would not surprise me if we get a little aggressive here. I'm going to say we're not done with cautions, but I know these guys do pride themselves on keeping it pretty clean. Ken Hansen, what do you got in the tank there, buddy? Let's
Hopefully
find out
enough
here.
gas.
Hopefully enough gas. I'm sure everyone at least threw a splash in there to get themselves to the end. Green flag back out, and a nice little jump there actually for Ken. Gonna keep him with a bit of a lead. Herman Reese slipping already with that wounded race car. Steve Grant way up the track. Jeff Stakanis looking to take advantage of that. Doesn't have to draft.
Bad move by Steve Grant trying to go to the outside to gain momentum. Just unfortunately opened up the inside. But somehow manages to make that work as he slides a little bit into turn 2.
Whoa!
Oh,
Caleb's
geez.
sideways shimmying all over the place. But Steve holds on to second. Whoa! Caleb up the track. Jeff Stakanis trying to hold on to it. And Ryan Johnson's going to go 3 wide. That is all for P3. And I'll tell you what, Steve and Ken are loving that.
Oh, yes.
9 laps to go. Caleb going to go full send. So is Jeff. Oh my gosh, he's going to somehow slip into that gap there. How the heck did he pull that off? Still remains 4th. Just in front of Jeff Fugate. Ryan Johnson actually going to lose a position out of all that. And Steve Grant trying to run down Ken Hansen. Gets a big gain there.
I was going to say, Ken Hansen looked like he threw on the air brake, and Grant almost capitalized on that big time.
Now we got 8 to go. And these guys got a little bit of breathing room to kind of fight amongst themselves. Caleb Lingle and Jeff Stakanis trying to close back in. Ran very similar lap times to our top 2. We'll compare them this time as well. But Ken Hansen looking to try to get the win. It looks like he's got a bit of an edge over Steve Grant at the moment, as Steve did not quite have the speed there through turn 2. But man, Steve is so much later on the brakes into turn 3.
Steve has definitely got the drive in turn 3, but the question is can he make that into a move?
It's got to be way closer. They both run a 50.8 and 50.7 respectively. 50.5 for both 3rd and 4th place drivers that lap. So a little bit of a gain there, 2/10. And now Caleb going to push up the track there a little bit. A few gates slipping back just a little. I believe Caleb Lingle ran the fastest lap of the entire race that lap with a 30.571, or 50 rather, excuse me, 0.571. Steve Grant again slipping back there through turn 2 and gains it right back on entry in 3. But Caleb's there.
I was going to say, Ken's not going to be concerned. He had one car on his back end chasing him down. Now he's got 2, maybe 3, 4 cars at most, all on his 6.
And we got 7 laps to go. Side by side for second. And they stay that way through turn 1. Draft advantage now coming to Steve, who's going to stay clear for the time being. Jeff Stakanis is still well and truly in this mix as well. There's the early braking zone there for Ken.
94 definitely got a little bit of a gap there right before we got into turn 3. Now it's closed back up, and he is slightly pulling ahead.
It was actually 5 laps to go. That was my bad. It was not 7 to go last time. It was 6. Now it's 5. Caleb with another little bit of a peak there. Going to try for it. Steve Grant doing a phenomenal job of ripping this high side to try to stay ahead. And again, the draft is going to come to him there, and they remain as they were. He's got a little run here now, but this is his weaker corner so far on this run. Stakanis trying to get by Lingle. Got some breathing room.
The outside we are now coming to 4. The 11 follows back in. 4 laps to go.
Caleb again with a peek into the quarter panel a little bit. Ryan Johnson and Gary Morin are still also in this draft, and they're both looking ahead going, hey, y'all go nuts. Go absolutely insane. And they are going insane. That was close. 11 and 94.
The 94 feels like he's just fast enough to stay ahead, but slow enough that he's not allowing like any openings to be fully used.
This will be a pretty popular win if Ken can get it. Oh, bad corner there for Steve. And now it's just the 13 behind the 94.
That 13, you know that he's going to be aggressive. You know that he's going to pull out all the stops to get back in the lead.
He's got 3 laps to do it.
Oh, 40 taps the outside wall.
Similar lap times there for both drivers. Of course, draft advantage right now for the 13. And 2 tires for the 94 versus 4 for the 13. So you gotta think that it is advantage Caleb, and he has been the dominant car of this race. He's got to run. He's not gonna take it yet. Plays it safe, backs up his entry. He's probably thinking he feels like he could probably outbrake this 94, but that was not a great corner for the 13 either.
Oh, we have a crash?
Oh, we do have a crash! Do get around! And Ken Hansen, at 2 to go, takes the yellow flag.
Oh, my.
And if he can just pace it around in what will be a very, very popular win, Ken Hansen may have just stolen it from Caleb Lingle.
'31 goes off into turn 3. Back end rotates just a little bit too much, crashes, and then the 9 kind of like does the exact same thing and spins it out even harder.
Let's take a quick look here while we're under yellow. And yep, there's Jeff Stakanis running 4th. throws it into third gear, and similar to what Fugate did, both the Jeffs end up spinning it around. Stakanis in the outside wall, and again, another run that's going to come up short. And then the field comes around and did not slow down. Randy Smith got into him, and then Troy Donahue ends up going into the catch fence at incredible speed.
Troy Donahue got flung like a Hot Wheel.
Not that he wanted it. Wow. I was going to say, what the heck caused the damage on the 81? Well, now we have our answer. White flag and yellow flags for Ken Hansen. Caleb Lingle second. Steve Grant looks like he may get a podium out of this. Ryan Johnson and Gary Morin will be a great run for Gary for the top 5. Herman Reese 6th. Still a great run after everything that he went through. Jeff Fugate, Jeff Bridegan, Randy Smith, and Wiley King. Wiley with damage. There's only going to be 10 cars left. What a Pocono race that this has been. And Caleb Lingle, the dominant car of the night, will not be going to victory lane. But to represent the CCR boys, Ken Hansen. That engine's just got to hold. That's going to be a popular win there, as I said. But all you CCR guys that are still watching, which I hope you are, your man Kenny's going to get it here. Caleb Lingle doesn't warp out. Looks like you may have been having a little lag there. Credit to Steve Grant, though, is going to end up with a podium. That is awesome for him. We'll talk to all 3 of these top 3 guys. But off of the final corner, the tricky triangle was tricky indeed. But Ken Hansen, much like Wiley King last year on a 2-tire strategy call, fends off the field, including the dominant driver of the night, Caleb Lingle. Ken Hansen wins Pocono, race number 18 of the season, and his first of the season. That's huge. That's big. That's cool. Congrats, Kenny. Congratulatory bumps from both the 11 and the 13. A long night, a long race. All worth it. Oh, man, that was cool. Bringing it onto the front stretch. And at the start-finish line, let her rip, baby. That's awesome.
I was going to say he's definitely making the most of that victory lane victory celebration right there.
I would agree to that. I mean, heck, he's burning it down in reverse. Can't blame him. This is big.
Big celebration at a big track.
Biggest. Outside of Talladega, of course. Losing him there in the smoke there, spinning it around. CCR represent, boys.
Running it down like Power Wheels. And probably flat spotted the tires now.
A little more than flat spotted. Good stuff. Pretty much saw everyone in the top 10 there. Out of the race, Troy Donahue, Jeff Stakanis, Eddie Rayleigh, Steve Rubino, Keith McLean, Duke Sorensen, Andy Liccato. Another race of attrition. Wow, that was crazy. That was fun stuff. And congrats to all three of our top three, but especially Ken Hansen. What a big win that is for him. Love to see it. As we're getting close to 11 p.m. here on the East Coast, I think we should probably go and get a word with these guys here, and we will start with our third place finisher. It is Steve Grant.
User was moved to your channel.
There he is, the Speedland man. Steve Grant, do you copy?
Hey, how's it going?
Great podium, man. Great strategy call. You fended off the 13 there for a good while. Still going to net yourself a third place finish and a solid car, it seemed like, pretty much all night long. But I know that we had mentioned the tire wear wasn't going to be too bad. But 2 tires seemed like it was the right call. How was it feeling out there for that final 10-lap run?
I wish I had 4, but I kind of messed myself up getting caught speeding on pit road. So earlier, in the race, I got busted.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just trying to get out in front of Caleb off of pit road, and I just a little too hot. Oh well, that's just the way it goes. So I got lucky that yellow came out. It allowed me to kind of gamble, take 2 tires, and get back up there.
Hey, it panned out nicely that you've had the car, at least even with the 2 tires, to hold on to a podium position. So mad props there. I guess the only other thing would be, do you feel like there was anything else you could have done about Ken Hansen there?
No, I mean, it's real hard to pass at this track. I was really good in 3, like able to dive it into the turn pretty good, better than most, but I just felt tight all night. Like I constantly was wanting to loosen the car up. Every time we came in, I was like, a little more track bar, a little more track bar.
And then you start risking almost making 2 loose for turn 3. I know what that's like.
Yeah, with 2 tires at the end, I went up on the track bar and I only took a splash of fuel, so I was like, hopefully that'll loosen me up enough, and it didn't really. I was still a little tight. That's why I was able to hang on the outside there. That's about the only reason I could hang on the outside. It was too tight.
Gotcha. Still though, man, nicely done. Great finish there on the podium. And always great that we're able to get to talk to you after one of these things. So I certainly know, obviously, that you're doing a lot for this league. So it's awesome to see you get up there, man. I'm sure you're feeling good.
Yeah, it's good to get up here finally. I don't think I've been up here all year.
I can't remember, maybe once or twice, but
I don't think so. I've had some bad finishes, and I just kind of lurking in the top 5 this season. It's so tough to even get up racing with the 4 horsemen and just everybody. Caleb, it's so hard to even race with him, and we work together a lot. And it's I'm glad that Ken got the win, though. Ken, we kind of work with him too. And so I got to help him out with his first gear and the second gear because he was kind of slow on the starts. But it was a lot of fun. I want to thank Jeff for running the league here. I mean, it just makes it a blast to have all this stuff at your fingertips, so it's a lot of fun. Team Speedland's, definitely found a good home here at AOR.
I would agree with that. Blake, do you have anything for our third place finisher?
No, just an amazing run by you. What a great recovery, and congratulations on third.
Yeah, that was just the long shot gamble, but like I said, most of the fast guys had all sorts of weird problems tonight, so got lucky, I guess.
A combination of lucky and good will do it for you. Very nicely done, man. If there is anything else that you wish to close out with, floor is yours.
Just thanks, for you guys covering this. I thought Blake would be on the track racing with us here. It was a fun track, but anyways, glad you guys covered the race. I think I already thanked just about everybody, all my teammates, Caleb working with him and his team. And anyways, it's just been fun. So we'll catch you guys. Hopefully next week I'll be able to talk to you.
Yeah, hopefully so, man. Papyrus is going to be interesting, so best of luck.
Yeah, that's a oddball track. All right, man. We'll have a good one.
Have a good night, man.
User was moved out of your channel.
Eve Grant getting it for Team Speedland there in third place. Next up will be Caleb Lingle,
User was moved to your channel.
runner-up. Caleb, do you copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, you were definitely the dominator of the night, and it's going to end up just one position short of the win. I'm sure you're feeling good about the car that you had, but hey, strategy is the name of the game sometimes.
Yeah, it got me second last week and second this week. I don't know. Hopefully, we'll get some luck sometime and get strategy on our side.
Now, I'm sure though that you're feeling pretty encouraged after the speed that you showed and leading most laps. I'm sure by a long shot. You were the dominator of the night, man. So hopefully something you can at least keep your head held high on there.
Yeah, it's great feeling to be disappointed with second place, and that's where that's what I am right now. So I needed that thing to go green the rest of the way, at least one more lap, just to see. Yeah, when I got behind Ken and I gave him a bump going into the tunnel turn, I had a feeling in my gut said that was my shot right there, and I felt like there was going to be a caution, and I knew I couldn't really pass him until the end of 3, and by that time we'd be at the start finish line. So I don't know. It was a good race.
Yeah, I would agree, man. That was pretty clean overall, especially for a long race like we see here at Pocono. And of course, obviously trying to tune a car for 3 totally different corners absolutely wreaks havoc. So very, very well done that you were able to find that balance. What do you feel was kind of the strength for you that you had the car that you did through all 3 corners that was able to work out for you?
Yeah, I felt I was pretty decent in turn 3. That's where I really kind of focused on. Want to make sure I could have options driving in there. I was not as good in 1 as some of the 4 horsemen. Had Jeff Stacanis behind me for a while. He was pretty quick. Fugate was back there. He was quick through turn 1, and I was okay through the tunnel turn. But turn 3, I felt like was probably my best turn.
I get you. Hey, man, like I said, a lot to be proud of, so really, really well done. Blake, you got anything?
I guess my only question is how certain were you thinking that the race was going to go green all the way, and how certain were you thinking that there'd likely be a caution?
Yeah, when we got really close on fuel, a lot of us came in. I think everybody but 2 cars came in to top off on fuel. And, last week we went green the rest of the way. So, and I saved pretty much 3 laps there. I said, well, I should be able to save 1 lap here. And I was able before that caution came out, I was good to go on fuel. So I don't know. It's I had a plan for it to go green all the way, and I kind of felt like it was. And then when the caution came out, that put me behind, and yeah, that was the turning point.
Well, you certainly tried your best. Just didn't have enough time to be able to make that final move. But I know that you were definitely planning on making it.
That's right.
So, man, like I said, keep your head up. Papyrus next week is going to be interesting. Expectations for that?
Last year, the Four Horsemen were pretty good everywhere, and so I think I got some work to do on that one. So we'll see.
Best of luck heading into that one, though. Before we let you go for tonight, though, as it's getting pretty late, whatever you want to close out with, go for it.
Yep. Thank the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Teammates that were helping me here. I got several family members watching, parents, sister, niece, nephews. Hello to all them and fans, and appreciate y'all doing this, and AOR and all the drivers out here. Good, clean, hard racing.
Good, clean racing. It's a good place for it. Caleb, great job, man. Hopefully we'll get to talk to you again next week.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
Right on, man.
User was moved out of your channel.
Familiar face up here in the booth is Caleb Lingle. Runner-up tonight, though, to the CCR man.
User was moved to your channel.
It is Ken Hansen. Coors Light's got to be flying everywhere in Victory Lane. Ken, do your copy.
You know it.
Well, great win, man. Holy cow. How are you feeling?
I drove the crap out of it at the end. Those tires, they didn't shut up once.
You got all your CCR guys in the chat there, man. So pretty much the whole league was watching you, and you got it done, man. That was impressive, especially holding off Caleb freaking Lingle, considering the car that he had tonight.
Well, being a teammate, he pretty much helped me out on that one too. He bumped me instead of passing me.
Hey,
he could have.
He could have. He said that was his shot, but didn't quite go for it at that moment. But I guess from your perspective, obviously the two-tire strategy is what got you up into that position. But then you had to have Steve Grant. You had Steve Grant behind you, and then once Caleb did get behind you, did that shift anything in your mind, or is it just trying to look forward as much as you can?
Look forward.
Simple enough.
Don't care what's going on in the rear. I'm just gonna drive it to the finish as fast as I possibly can.
Well, that 94 was looking really good doing those burnouts, man. That I know that's obviously the first win that we've broadcasted here at AOR at least. So I guess
I didn't get one last season. So that's my first one in a couple years.
A couple years here at Hobo, man, and yeah, I not much else that I can really think of other than just congrats, man. That is so freaking awesome to see.
Thank you, man. We had some damn fine racing out there. I'm sure you guys were enjoying it.
I was absolutely enjoying it. Blake, what do you got for a race winner?
Beating and banging and everything. It was fun.
True point. Yeah. Yeah, Blake.
I guess my only question is that from my perspective, you were driving fast enough to keep ahead, but not fast enough to be able to pull away. At the same time, also kind of blocking off any routes. Like, were you doing any special strategy? And actually, to a better point, how many tires did you pit for on the last caution flag period, last pit stop opportunity?
Well, I took 2 tires at the end.
That's what got him up there with that position.
I had damage about midway through the race. I was making adjustments, and I was either behind Keith, whatever. And next thing you know, I'm like kissing the wall and going, "Damn it!" And sure enough, it showed damage. So I pitted on the green, got some of it knocked out, but not all of it. And then we got that caution at the end, and that kind of brought the speed back. Otherwise, after I had the damage, I was running around in 7th. That's about the best the car could do. So luckily, that caution came out, saved my butt. Got the speed back in it. And I wasn't worried about doing 2 tires because over at CCR last night, we were running around. You barely used lefts. You could probably, run like at least 2 or 3 maybe even 3 stops on the lefts. They never wear out.
That's impressive. So, yeah, not too much more I could say, man, other than, again, just a huge congrats. You had your fan club watching you. So they better be showering you in champagne and Coors and whatever they got. You heard
I'll be stopping over there.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm sure that they are more than eager to see you over there. But congrats, man! Great win, great burnout. That was some sick burnouts.
Tough to do at that track.
Yeah,
To really get them heated up to get them spinning.
Yeah, you found a way. That was impressive. As always, though, whenever we get someone up here, if there is any closing thoughts that you want to give, shout outs, anything of the sort, you have the floor. Go for it.
No, just want to give a shout out to my teammates. We had a damn good finish. Shout out to CCR because I know those guys are over there watching and knocking their balls around at the same time.
I know exactly what you mean.
And to what you guys do, I enjoy watching the replays every time. I always do the thumbs up and all that good stuff.
We appreciate that, of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Great win. Go celebrate.
Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
Good stuff. Blake, that was definitely one of the longer ones of the season, but it didn't disappoint, I don't think. What did you think?
I mean, you have no idea what to necessarily expect from a place like Pocono. You can have pretty much a green flag start to finish. You can have a lot of cautions. And even then, you don't always know what you're going to get from a finish and everything like that. I admit I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get to see the race finish under green, but that was stepping up to be a really, really good finish. And an underdog wins tonight, which is also amazing.
Awesome to see. So great job for Ken Hansen there and a big win. Congrats to Steve Grant as well on the podium, and of course Caleb on the great run tonight, even if it is just going to be one spot short. Thank you to everyone that came out and raced tonight. We will see everyone at Papyrus next week. The Papyrus game track. Oh boy, that is going to be very, very interesting. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you, Blake, again for joining me tonight. Thank you to all those that came by to check it out. So until next week, a good evening to all. We're going to get some rest. But, that was worth it. That was awesome. Good night, all. Take care. Bye for now.